Hi everyone, hope you're well. My name is Hiramaina aka Kamuhunjia, and thank you for tuning in to today's program. As I always say that this is a godly platform that God has given us so that we can be able to interact. And before we proceed to our show, remember we are proudly sponsored by Tabiri Homes and Properties Limited. And Tabiri Homes and Properties Limited, we are located at Spa Mall, first floor, room F39. And we have a project that we are calling Mountain View Gardens in Kilimambogo. And this project, a 50 by 100 piece of plot, is going for 310,000 Kenya shillings, or you can decide to pay in installment, whereby you deposit 50,000 Kenya shillings, then pay or clear the balance in 6 months installment. This project is just a 40 minutes drive from Thika town and 20 minutes drive from Kangundo Ruai bypass. So guys, if you need this project, all you have to do is call us 0719393939, or you can come to our office so that we can be able to discuss how you can be able to go for a site visit, which happens every Wednesday or every Saturday at 10 a.m. Remember, the amount that you're paying for the plot is inclusive of your title deed. And that is why we ensure, we tell you guys that we ensure that you have protected your future and that of your generation when you invest with us. And now, without further ado, we have a guest today, and allow me to hide his identity for the reasons of protection, or protecting his own identity. This story is a very traumatizing one, because he is a man, and not just a man, he is a man of God, meaning that he works for God, and he is a pastor. And he has been in the ministry of preaching and saving souls for almost 15 years now. But in that 15 years, a lot has happened. Because, believe it or not, that it is a very, very sad story, because he has been sacrificing 6 members of the church, or of his church. And I did not believe it at first, because I was, thinking, why would he do that? But believe it or not, he is here to tell us more about that. He told me about, joining a Freemason cult, whereby he was demanded to do some things, all in the name of power, so that he can be able to attract a large audience, so that he can be able to get money, so that he can be able to live a good life and protection. So he will be telling us more about that. And without further ado, help me welcome the one and the only. We will call him Pastor Amos for his identity. How are you, Pastor?
Habari yangu ni njema.
Mzuri sana.
Kabisa.
Karibu kwa Kamuhunjia show.
Asante sana.
Okay, sasa tukianzia, because I've given just, a brief of your story.
Yeah.
Many people would say that, this story seems to be unrealistic, because we all have, this notion that pastors and men of God or bishops, they are there because of, to save our lives. We as the members, when we come to the church, we believe that we come so that we can be saved. And so that we can be able to also inherit the kingdom of God, because that is your purpose, to save soul, in short. But now when it comes to a point where, a man of God, a person who is supposed to be a shepherd of my life and my soul, now becomes, like a lion who feeds on the sheep. Don't you think it is very, very unfair? So before you answer that question, I would like you to, to tell us when you started your church. We first get to understand, the entire story, how you started. Utuambia ni mwaka gani ulifungua kanisa yako, na what was the motive when you were opening the church?
Kamuhunjia. Or let me just call you Mr. Minor. Because right now the name Muhunjia It's actually speaking a lot of things right now. It actually brings a lot of meanings in my head. Minor. Before I start giving my story, I would like to tell you that nikianza injili, I also had the same notion as anyone would think. A man of God would start a church for saving lives and accomplishing the goal of spreading the gospel and making sure that we all inherit the kingdom of God. That was the notion, that was the plan, the great plan. But now, this is life. I'm a man. I won't say temptations or anything. This is not about temptations. It's about choices, the choices that we make in life. Minor, right now you have made a choice in whatever you're doing as a man. And I have come to know you through the media because of the choices you made, maybe 5 or 4 years or 10 years ago. And that is how I have known you, because of your choices. I'm also a man like you, and I made my choices. When I started in Jili, I was a young man, very dedicated young man. Actually, it all came from my peers, the ones that were leading me in the gospel, wale wote wenye walikuwa wananisaidia kukua hadi kiroho, looking people who have grown in the Lord and knowing that I want to be like someone. And looking where they are heading, I was like, if that man can be successful in that area, I can also be successful in this area, because it's all about God. That is the big plan, and we can all succeed together and maybe celebrate one day together in heaven. But when I joined the ministry as a leader, and I lived a very humble life at the beginning, and I trusted the process. It all began being humble, just down there. Tukaanza vizuri, and I was even given some leaders from the church to come and help me proceed with the church that I was ordained to start leading. And even my own pastor would come and help me. It was actually a very humble beginning. And I would say the help, the guidance, how they are supporting me, I would feel this is the goodness of the Lord. But it came a place where I was left. Now, I was supposed to stand on my own and do this on my own. I remember it was back in 2007. 2007 is when I started the gospel as a man of Lord and leading people as their leader, kama mchungaji wao. So when I started that church, it was very humble and I could see it grow. Nakumbuka tulijenga ya mabati, which tulisaidiwa sana na the main church where I came from. Tukajenga ya mabati, and they gave me even some washirikas from my own church, which were closer to where we built the house of the Lord. And it was a very beautiful beginning, because I knew these people, and they also started to bring in more people from that area. I could see myself grow. But in 2007, if you can remember well, there was these elections, election violence, everything. Things changed actually at that time, because I started losing washirika. Others went back home. They never came back. Others were even afraid to even attend churches, because massacres were happening in churches and everything. And now, being a man of God, the kind of labor or the upkeep I was I was actually using at that moment. I was a young man, so the kind of jobs that I was doing, I would indulge myself into woodwork, sometimes mjengo, and then Sunday you come and preach the gospel. It was actually beautiful. But now when the elections came, everything changed. We were beaten down by the economy. Everything changed, and actually it was like a whole different thing. Like the situation changed, kabisa kabisa. For us pastors, actually, I know I would survive even with the gifts that the washirikas would bring. And now they are gone. The surprise are gone. At the moment, I was even at the I was at the, maybe I can call it, given the time from then up to now, I think it was at the middle when I was already married by then. So it was at our mid-age, trying to grow. I'm trying to grow in the Lord, trying to grow in the gospel industry, and then still trying to bring up my family. And you can see I'm not employed. I actually, when I started this gospel, I didn't go even to theology or anything about that in university. It was all a dream that could be achieved after I've grown myself in the church, and the church has grown. I still had time. So now the challenges began coming. But I did not stop the gospel. I continued. I remember sometime I would even go to the church. There are only 3 washirikas. Nakumbuka there is this one time tulienda kanisa and nikashindwa kwani ama leo sio Sunday. Because the person who came to church that day was a late comer. Hawa watu wanakuja wamechelewa. But now the ones that come early hawajakuja. That is when ulikuwa unapata maximum per day or in a church Sunday mko watatu ama wanne. It's like mmeitana fellowship or something, because in fellowship ndo ulikuwa unapata mmekuja watano mkashikana mkafanya maombi na mkamaliza. But now Sundays started turning into fellowships, and all we could do is just move on, no giving up, because you can't give up in the Lord unless you want him to give up on you. So you just push. And tukavumilia. Then the concussion, those problems started ending about the by-elections, everything. After maybe 2 years, everything was starting to get back to normal, but the growth of my church was depreciating. It was not coming with the same level at which the country is returning back to normal. So I was like, what is happening? Has the Lord forgotten about me? Now, I started questioning myself, my beliefs, my faith. Should I go back becoming a mushirika? Or should I continue with this church? Now I would have that fight between me, my heart and my brain. Should I go back to church and become a mushirika, maybe try again? Or should I continue what I'm doing with the little group that I have? I would have those questions, but they all remained unanswered. I never had a clear answer what I should do. So I continued with life. And because I am a pastor, in whatever meetings that would be held, maybe about community meetings, about diocese and divisions, in these churches we even have district divisions. So we would just go, and I would see my other colleagues, the one I'm supposed to be at the same level with. All these people look so happy, and we are all doing the same thing, spreading the gospel. I would admire their lives, and I would pray. I remember I would pray. I would even go to the semi-arid areas, na huku kwa Rurie, and try to ask God, why is my development so slow? All other people are are doing their thing. They are actually surviving and they are doing so fine. They don't even look like they are affected by this economy like I am, but they are there. I would do all those things and still remain. Remain calm and look at them and admire them. So most of the times I would go talk to them and wananipea uvumilivu, wananiambia wewe vumilia, hata sisi tulianzia hapo, and we can and maybe we will see what will happen. Now I continued asking them what they do, what they've done, until it got to me like it's like you are always learning. It's never happening for you. You are always in class. You will never graduate. You are at one point. Ni kama umekwama. What are these people doing? So I would just continue asking myself those things, and it came a time, and I asked myself, what do I really want? What is it this that really bothers me? And I thought to myself, it is success. And that was now the truthfulness that was in my heart. I wanted success. Not really spread the gospel and always wake up and go stand at the shopping centers and spread the gospel to people who are not even listening to me. They're not giving me attention. What I want recognition. I want success in what I'm doing. If it is gospel I'm doing, I want success in that. I want to see people appreciating what I'm doing. That was the dream. I want to one day be seen somewhere and someone just recognizes me and he's like, I want you to help me spiritually because I know you're a man of God and you can do this and everything. That is what I wanted. That is what my heart wanted. I wanted people to feel blessed by me. And so I set up on a mission to actually do that. Now I started asking those men of God or these leaders that I have as my friends, what are they doing in the Injiri that I am not doing? And talking to them, I did not give up because they were the only one that I had. So one day, one man of God, let me just call him man of God, in one meeting came to me na akaniambia, I've seen you in quite some meetings for now. Yeah. Are you a pastor? Yes, I'm a pastor, and I do my gospel or deliver my messages at this church. So he told me, wow, you are a young man, and you look, in this industry, you look so promising. You can go far. And have you done what education level have you reached? And I told him whatever education level that I did is not about theology or anything to do with Bible classes or things like that. It was a different direction, career, and I didn't even bother following up because this career I did it because that is what my parents would afford, not because that is what I wanted. So I did not push so much in that career, and I found another career in spreading the gospel. And so I decided to do that, spread the gospel. And so I actually sat with this man, and we talked, and then he gave me his number and told me he has some conventions that he would like me to attend. And I said that would be very nice because networking is all it takes for you to actually know things, learn more, and even become more speculated in whatever area you are trying to achieve. So I actually called that man, and he told me the conventions are coming and he will be notifying me. So I felt like there was something coming out of it, and I actually had a nice feeling about it. Na nikafurahia sana because someone noticed me and he was willing to even show me more about the industry that I'm working on.
Was he a pastor?
He was one of those leaders. He was an archbishop in a certain district, and then just in the middle of it, so I had this call. I actually had even deleted his number. It was not even in my call log. It was a new number, and a man talked through the phone. Akaniambia, is that Amos? And I said, yes. Pastor, we need to talk about something. I'm actually coming to Nairobi. Maybe we should meet there. I have something to tell you with a few friends of mine who will be joining. There is something that I want us to share. I said, and the way I was listening to the phone, and this guy is already telling me what he wants, I'm not even sure who he is. So I was all silent. And then he told me, do you even know who you're talking to? I told him, that is what I'm trying to figure out. And he gave me a little laugh. Then he said, it is the Archbishop. I remembered that man, because he actually the only man who ever noticed me in this industry from the perspective that a person that you don't know anaweza tu kuangalia na kuona kama mtu wa maana. So I remembered him and I said, oh, okay, when do you want us to meet? He told me they are not given the dates yet, but when he gets the dates, he will notify me and we can meet. I was like, okay. Then I sat back and then the silence continued. But then just one day, I was not even on, it was at night. The message came, so I woke up to see the message in the morning. It was from the Archbishop, and he told me where we should meet.
So at what point did you guys meet? Na mulipopatana kuna any decision mulimake ama walikuwa approach aje mulipopatana, muliongea kuhusu nini?
No, minor. Let me tell you something. These people know how to fish you. They know how to sugarcoat the story and to make you want them to call you. They will never make you. They will never look desperate to you. They will make you see and feel like you need them. So yes, we met. Tulikutana now Nairobi, and there was actually a very not a large group, just small group of people. Wengine wamekomaa, wengine they're just young, like I was back then. And I could see there is something. When you see a combination of old and young men together, there is something. Maybe this is where it all gets better. There were newbies like me who never met these guys. This man introduced us, all of us. Everybody said their name, where they preach the gospel, and what they are currently doing. And so this man told us he wants to help us grow. He wants to give us something that we can all do together that can help us grow. And he has already tried it with some of the members that we were already seeing on the table, and it was successful. He told us he had a strategy where he can give you washirikas. In return, you give him back washirikas. And we were like, what is he really talking about? Utupatie washirika na sisi tukurudishie washirika. We're like, we don't understand. So I said, it's simple. I bring you followers, and then you share some of them with me. So we were like, okay, maybe he wants us, maybe he wants to fund us to go and do crusades, find preachers, find followers and then refer them to his church as the main church. As you can see, a lot of church right now are even paying fare for people waendewe mpaka nyumbani wapelekwe kanisa and things like that. I thought maybe that was the idea. And then he told us this, only one thing that you don't understand. We asked what? And he told us, there will be another meeting. I will come with some of my friends and they will elaborate. For the time being, go and think about it, and whatever reason you reach or whatever end you reach with your mind, call me and tell me what questions you have. I will talk to you and I will make you understand. And we said, okay. Then he actually gave us the transport, which the transport included even some pocket money, because the kind of transport we received was not the actual money you would use to try to go back home. I went back to my wife. I told her I met with this Archbishop that I had told her about earlier. She told me, she asked me what we were talking about. I told her, and he wants to employ us or something. He wants to give us missions so that we can go fetch more followers. Maybe he's going to fund us, and maybe we can combine our churches and work as one. That was my message, and that is what I understood. And
your wife was okay?
Yeah, she was okay. She was like, wow, that is good. That's the beginning of something fine. And we were fine.
And the second meeting now?
Now the second meeting came. It was not official. This was a casual kind of meeting when he called me. So he took me to a hotel, bought me lunch. We were just talking about the injili.
Ilifikaje sasa ndio ukaingia kwa hiyo cult?
Now this is what happened. During that day, he told me, there's something you can do, but I don't know if you're ready. You're still so young. I told him, no, I'm very determined in this and I want to do something. I just want to feel different. How can I be like you? How can you help me be like you? Because as we speak right now, you're my role model. I want to become like you. But I don't know which ways, what should I do? He told me, okay. I will send someone. He will come and give you a job. See if you can. Kama utaweza, sawa. Kama hutaweza, ni sawa. And all I was asking is this where you began? Is that what I'm supposed to do to become like you? He told me, yeah. That is where I began. And actually I did not begin a lot years. It has been like 30 years now. And I'm still doing the same. And just like you've seen, even you have told me you think I'm living a good life. And I'm not lying to you, I actually do live a good life. And I can help you get there. But it's not that fast. You have to follow the process. It's a slow process. I said, I'm ready to do anything, just you tell me. Are you sure you're ready to do anything? I told him, yeah, I'm ready. If it's about the gospel, then I'm going to do this. He told me, okay, I'm going to send someone. So it came a day just a few months later, akatuma mtu. He was one of the young men who we attended the first meeting with. I remembered him. So he told me, you want to grow your church. I told him, yeah, that is what I want. And I also want to be successful. At the same time, I said, oh, okay. Do you have a wife? I told him, yes, I do have a wife. And I have a son. By then, my son was 6 years. So when he sent this guy, this is now when the Archbishop actually introduced the idea. But the Archbishop's strategy was send someone, come, look how, if you're ready, if you are maybe two-sided or anything. Now maybe they went and talked and maybe found out me I was ready. And so now the Archbishop now came to me. Now this one was an official meeting, and he actually called me into an office which we never met again in that office. So I can't even know if it was a hired office or anything. We just met there. And now he's sitting at the opposite side of the chair. I'm sitting at the other side of the table. So now he started telling me the time has come that he was telling us about in the first meeting. And the group now is ready, the initiation is ready, and this is where our success begins. And now he sat me down and talked to me and told me the actual thing and what is happening. And it was all about if I wanted to or not. They don't have a problem if I don't want to or anything like that. So I said, if it's a choice, then let me listen. So I listened and he told me, now, wakati nakwambia nitakusaidia kupata washirika na wewe utanipatia washirika, this is what I meant. It is just a little sacrifice that does not involve you, and it will give you fortunes. You will be successful in this endeavor, and this is actually what everyone is doing. And he told me in a span of 10 years, I will receive fortunes, all the support that I want, to do whatever I want, and live however I want. Just with a simple sacrifice that I don't have to go look for or anything. They will give me the lamb, I will only need to sacrifice it to them. And I looked at that context and thought to myself, it's not bad. They're not taking anything from me. Let me try this. This actually sounds nice. If this is what everyone else is doing, this is what I'm trying to figure out. And here it is. This is what is happening. So I told him, yeah, let me go think about it. And I'll give you the feedback. And he told me, you better think fast because the initiation will be done again after 10 years. That is when we will go find other people to come and start how you will be starting if you decide to join and continue. So I said, okay, I will go think about it.
Ukaenda na hizo siri zote zenye amekuambia na huko na kama ungeitikia.
Actually, when I reached at home, that is when I thought about it. So, not trying to make myself look innocent or anything, but the fear of what might happen, because that news hit me nice when I was home, just sitting thinking. It hit me so deep. I got so afraid, and I was like, if he was ready to give me this information, what else is he ready to do? So I sat down and thought to myself, what could be? What can I do? What do I want? For sure, I did not want to die. And I'm thinking about this information that I have just received. I didn't tell anyone, not even my wife. Just thinking to myself, what could they do to me if I did not join, leave alone not expose them or expose them? No, the fear hit me so bad. And
did you tell your wife?
No, I didn't. I couldn't risk that because I really had to think about this on my own. I put myself into this situation, so I had to take me out of that situation. So I thought about it and I said, I can't leave my son because if maybe I don't leave, I don't know what they're going to do, but I had the notion that if I didn't join, something bad would happen. And maybe it would take me or take my son or anything, but mostly me because I'm the one who knows the information. So I did not decide. But then when my term was up, so we had to meet and we actually met. And on that particular moment that we met, that we met, I decided what I was going to do, and that's when I joined.
You accepted.
I accepted.
What were the conditions?
Now, minor, the condition that he gave me was very simple. I was told that for these 10 years contract, I would be given 6 souls, 6 lives from my congregation. And that is when it hit me.
6 people
Per year.
per year or per 10 years?
Per year.
Per year.
One single year.
So meaning if it is a contract of 10 years, those are 60 people.
Yes. 60.
And you agreed?
Right now I was driven by fear, and I felt like I had no choice at this particular moment. But deep down in my heart, I also wanted this success. And so I agreed. And when I agreed, I was given this contract. Simple contract. It's a paper, normal paper typed by a computer. And it had all this information, and he told me that all what he has told me is what is written there. All I needed was to sign. And so he reached for a pen. So he went for a pen from his pocket, from his shirt pocket. Now can you purchase your pen? So when he gave me this pen, and this pen was these ones that you press the button on the top. And so I was now pressing this button. And so I pressed the button. This button that I pressed, have you seen this gadget that the doctors use when they are testing you for maybe for your blood?
Or
It's like a needle.
for blood glucose level.
Yeah, that thing, that pen had that needle. So when I pressed, it actually pinched me. And so there was a drop of blood. You can imagine the level of fear I was at that particular point, now that I'm even seeing my own blood. And now he told me that blood, you just squeeze the finger, let the blood drop on the area that you are trying to sign, and then you will use now the pen to use that blood as the ink. And so I tried. Actually, that signature wasn't so good, but the blood was there and it was mine.
So they needed your blood.
Yeah, and that part they didn't even tell me. It was about now the blood. I just got a pen, but the level of fear that I couldn't ask questions at that particular moment. I have accepted this, and now I'm signing the contract. And now when I signed the contract, now this is where he gave me now I can call it the worst news I ever received on that day. He told me that to show that I was willing and I'm doing this for my own likeness and willingness, what can I do to prove to them, or what am I ready to do? And I told them, anything, whatever you ask for, I will do. And so he said, can you sacrifice anyone closest to you? Now that is where now it hit me again. I've already signed this contract, and now they're asking me if I can sacrifice anyone close to me. And I asked, what do you mean close to me? I thought you said it was 6 people per year that are from my congregation that are not close to me. They are just members. And he said, for the starting, you have to give someone, just a single soul, for a span of 10 years, just one that is close to you. And so I sat and thought to myself, he said, do you have a brother or a sister? And I said, yes, I have a brother and a sister. He said, now it's you to choose. Who do you want? That was a hard decision, man. But to cut the long story short, I chose my brother. I gave away my brother. And he told me that was it. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to do anything. I just sit down, sit back and watch. He took the contract, put it in his drawer, and then an envelope came out and he put it on the table. And he told me that there's something in there that I want you to look. So I opened the envelope and checked. What I saw was a ring, and just nothing else. It was just a ring. It was a ring with a blue like what? Gem. So I took it. So it was a ring. Nobody needs to explain to you what a ring is supposed to. So I took it and I looked at him. I could see him suggesting I should wear it, and then I just wore it without even him telling me. And then he told me that ring should never come off my finger. I should always stay with that ring. And even if I take it off, then maybe remember to take it back. I should just do that. Even go back home and just take it back.
Why the ring?
This ring is what holds my church. It's the power that will be calling these followers. This is the ring that will be showing the power that I have. It is the ring that actually contains the power that they are granting me. So if I take it off, I don't have that power. And so I knew right there, right then, I was in. And I was in the powerful league. And so I had to accept this. I am already in. I'm not now panicking or anything. I'm now actually feeling very brave.
And your wife, did she see the ring?
She saw it. She saw the ring. And she asked me, where have I started wearing a ring? I told her I liked it. It was actually quite fancy. It was not a ring that you could think it was about things that maybe are bad or anything or anything like that. It was a fancy ring. It looked like a stylish ring. So I told her I bought that ring. I thought it was nice. I like rings. Maybe she didn't know. I just trying creating a joke on top of it. We actually laughed about it. And she said it was nice, it was beautiful and everything. She actually accepted it. It was like it was even controlling her emotions or anything because she just accepted it. And so the ring was never a problem with my life. It never rose any questions or anything. It was part of me. So it was now I went back to work, preaching the gospel, and trust me, now it was just 1 month after we met, my brother had an accident. He had an accident, and it was actually a very painful accident because he did not die on the spot. We had to take him to the hospital, and he died on the sick bed. So
How did that make you feel? Because I'm sure you knew you accepted.
Yes, I did. I knew I was the cause. And at that moment at the hospital, I was in my head. I was thinking, why didn't he just die? Why am I seeing this? And it actually gave me some anger issues. I actually had some anger issues at that period because it was actually affecting me very badly. But then he passed away. And when he passed away, These archbishops and other friends actually came and joined us in the church. They helped in preparing his burial and everything, and we buried him very nicely. It was a respectable burial, but it was quite painful, knowing that I was the cause of his death. But I had to keep it real with myself and maintain what I signed, maintain the contract.
So this is the year 2012.
This is the year 2012. That was my first year. That is now when I have joined the cult.
Now, you said you were told that 6 people will die in every year. Your brother was the first one to die.
Yeah.
Did now the other 5, or it was not happening at once?
No, it wasn't happening at once. And the church grew, and just like, you know, I had the ring. So I would perform a lot of deliverances, and people would see that this was real and everything, and I could attract a lot of followers. And just remember, it's been 10 years now. So the sacrifice was six people, 6 souls every 1 year. And it actually didn't happen because it was not, you couldn't even notice it because it happened in very distinct ways. Because you could see, like, maybe something just happens, a pregnant woman loses her child, or maybe the mother and the child also dies.
And people think it is a normal thing.
And people just think it's a normal thing. But remember, when a pregnant woman dies, that's 2 people. You see? If that unborn child dies, that's 1 person. But it would just, if you just did all your maths very well, in every 1 year, it is summed to 6. And I can assure you that for the past 10 years, we have lost 60 souls. Children, old people, some people would even die out of natural causes, like she or he had an existing illness, and he just dies, and he is actually a member, or she is a member in my church, and I knew that was a sacrifice. And for that long period, that 10-year contract, they never asked me for anything else, just what we talked about in that first meeting. And everything went well. The church grew. Now, right now, I can assure you that I have almost 3,000 members in my church, which are most of them are very wealthy people who really just come out there to help the church grow, building the church and everything. I'm driving a good car that I never took, not even a penny from my pocket to buy. It all just came just like that. From my members, from all the support that I was receiving, but deep down there, I know what I did.
And your wife, the transition, did she even think about it?
It's been a gradual change. Yes, it's rapid, but it was gradual in this manner. Everyone's mind was adapted to what was happening, especially my wife, who was closest to me. Maybe because we have a covenant. Right now we are one, because we were married. So she came to grew. She grew with the idea, and everything happened like it was normal. She never became a problem to me. She never had any questions or anything. She's been gradually growing with me, accepting what is happening and actually celebrating what is happening. And actually saying that this is what we wanted and it's actually happening, this is what we were praying for and it's happening. And right now, she's still in the dark. She has never known anything. I'm the only one who does know. And right now, when I decided to come to you, Minor, it's not easy because something has happened, something big. As you know, it was a 10-year contract. It ended last year. And now we had a meeting. Actually, the last meeting I have attended with these people. And in this meeting, wakaniambia now I have to graduate and go to the next level like the others. Now what they were telling me about the leaders in those groups, now I can graduate and become a leader and start also fetching followers. It was a good idea, like the idea, I was into it. But then there was a condition. Do you remember the first condition they gave me 10 years ago? No, this one they did not let me sign the contract. They actually asked me even before I signed the contract. So this is what they wanted. They wanted my mother and my firstborn son. Right now we've already had other two children. I have a daughter and another son. The son is the last born, so the daughter ni ako katikati. So I did not agree to that one. Now that is where I crossed the line.
Why would they ask for your mom and your son?
Now they are saying that I need now to be closer to their covenant than I am, because they are making me a leader. That did not sit well with me, and so we did not get into conclusion with that one. Actually, we were shouting at each other in that office, and I actually left that office without coming into conclusion on that decision. But in my heart, I knew I was not going to sacrifice my son or my wife. And I actually even give them an ultimatum. I told them if that's what they want, then they can just take my life or anything. But all I know is they told me there was nothing. I had no choice on it. It is decided. It's been 10 years now. I can't live in the middle of this. It's happening, and that is what is going to happen. I have no say in it. And right now, as we speak, Kamuhunjia, my son is no more. Back in October last year, that's when my son died. They were with the grandmother and heading to Muranga. I had given them my driver to get them there. They had some, I don't know what the grandmother wanted to go and show my son out there. And so they had an accident. And my son was in that car, my mother and the driver. My mother and my son died on the spot, but the driver not even a scratch. These things, they are planned and they go the way they want. Not even a scratch. And that is when now my heart broke, and that is when I broke. I couldn't do anything. I had nothing to do. I couldn't do anything. I hadn't decided. I did not know what to do, not what to go. I don't know. I'm not even speaking to my wife these days. I'm so withdrawn because it hasn't settled with me, and I'm not ready to accept that. I even removed the ring, as you can see. I don't have that ring, and it's been since October last year up to now. It's been hard.
Welcome to Tabiri Homes and Properties. We are located in Roiro, Kimbo at Spa Mall, first floor, room F39. We always ensure our clients are well served. We are selling plots in Kilimambogo, a project we are calling Mountain View Gardens. This project is located 40 minutes from Thika Town and 10 minutes from Oldony Sabuk National Park and 20 minutes from Kangundo Ruai bypass. These plots, they are 50 by 100 piece of plots, and they are going for 310,000 Kenya shillings only for cash buyers, and you can still pay this plot in installment. You just need to deposit 50,000 Kenya shillings and clear the balance in 6 months installments. And this amount is inclusive of your title deed. Remember, upon completion of your installment, you will get your title deed in less than 60 days. We take our clients to a site visit every Wednesday and every Saturday at 10 a.m. Book your site visit today and invest with Tabiri Homes and Properties Limited and be a happy client today. You can call us 0719393939. Tabiri Homes and Properties Limited. Invest with us and protect your future and that of your generation.